Let's tie in with this because, for instance, Kwabena, you raised an issue of where people sit on radio and refer to the opponents, electoral opponents, as corrupt, as thieves and all that. So there's a group, the statement is reporting of a group, a pro-Mahama group, asking that the NDC should sack its founder, Mr. Rawlings. Now, all that they are saying is that Mr. Rawlings is fond of always referring to President Mahama as corrupt and while endorsing Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Now, according to them, Mr. Rawlings had been doing that in order to scuttle the second term campaign of the president, John Dramani Mahama. And so the group says we want the founder sacked because he's always referring to our president as corrupt. And this is one of the issues you're talking about.
I think, honestly, the difficulty that NDC is faced with is the situation where Mr. Rawlings is the founder of the party. And based on his status in the party, it's difficult to deal with him the way the laws of the NDC allows. You know that if it was an ordinary member of the NDC who was making this statement, obviously I'm sure he would have faced a disciplinary sanction within the party. But we know the difficulty that can attend this process is when you are dealing with the founder. It's like asking Nana Addo to go before a disciplinary committee within the MPP. It's a difficult one. I think most of these people are incensed.
Are you suggesting that some people are above the law? I'm
not saying so, but you see, there's what we call reality. You see, you may decide to take the bull by the horns and go sort of implement the rule of law within your party. But what will be the outcome? You are going to an election, you are confronted with a situation where, and you know that this is not the first time the ex-president is doing it. He did it to Professor Mills,
right,
and all those. So it has been his stock in trade. I think he's entitled to his opinion, and nobody can take it away from him. But just that these people are also entitled to their opinion. They are saying that you cannot be within the party and be peasing in. You cannot claim to be a founder of the party, and the least opportunity you get, you attack the candidate of your party and be endorsing the candidate of the other political party. They are incensed by this conduct, so they have the right to say what they are saying. But as to whether or not the party will act, I think it's beyond something I can discuss, because the party has its own rules and regulations. If they elect to go against Jerry Rawlings and to put him before a disciplinary committee, I don't know what might happen. I don't know if they may elect to do that. But I think that for now, the difficulty has been, you listen to people who even say that the daughter is contesting election in our party and this is what is happening. And it's negatively even, I'm sure, affecting the daughter. Because if you are running in a political party and your father is constantly bashing the party and all those, look at the psychological effect. Your followers will be confused and all that. But what I would say is that, to tie into my earlier submission, if you continue to refer to people as corrupt and all those things, and they begin to hurl the same insult at you, what will be the situation? I'm sure in the past when my brother, Honorable
Titus
Glover, he likes the combination. I have always been listening.
Titus Glover.
So you see, when they were calling him very corrupt person in the past, and then this was defending him, I think they were doing so conscientiously believing that he is not a corrupt person. Not because somebody led evidence or he provided anybody with evidence that he's not corrupt or otherwise. But today he's doing the same thing to President Mahama. I think that shall I say, it's unfortunate. There may be things, the acts that you may not be happy with. I think that as a founder of the party who has the ears of the president, the least he could do is to engage him privately and talk to him. You understand me? I'm sure the president is a listening person. If he finds through evidence provided by Jerry Rawlings that this person is involved in a corrupt act, I'm sure the president will act. But to come openly and be discussing this, calling yourself a founder, recently he was at the party head office, you saw, when they were
celebrating
this
20 years.
Yes, with all these difficulties, with all these name callings and all those, the party still respects him, has deep respect for him, and they continue to engage him, invite him to such programs and all those. So if you continue to put yourself in a position that will make it difficult for the party to continue to engage you, that will be something he has to deal with. Right,
that's Kwabena Phil's view. Titus, for the NDC, it's Rawlings an albatross on their neck?
Right. Already the NDC have tried very hard to make Papa J redundant. I recall in 2012, prior to the election, a Sweden critic described ex-President Rawlings as a tame dog. You have these small boys who are used to go and attack the former president. As we speak now, you see the headline they've given? The big guys have all sat back and pushed them and go and attack former president. You see the guns theory? The guns theory. If the gun is on the opponent, when he was criticizing our government, hitting us hard, they were clapping and giving Mr. President thumbs up. Today, with the guns theory that has turned on you, and he is assessing, excuse me, Mr. President, he's not a fool. Excuse my language. He's not.
By making allegations?
Because one, according to the pistols of Martin Yamidu, then Vice President Mahama was subjected to investigation. He mentioned names, the composition of those people who were investigating him, including Mr. Abua.
What is wrong with investigating a person?
Please, let me make my point.
Okay, make your point. But
about the purchase of umbrella play.
What is wrong with investigating a person?
Yes, because the former president suspected there was some corruption over there.
So it was a suspicion.
So why didn't you continue? Number two, look at the Brazil gate. Who was so happy on the commission where people were crying crocodile tears? Look at the Ford Espera. When you have come up with a code of ethics, and he said, well, we should not describe that as a corruption, then what is it?
Well, why do you say it is corruption? Yeah, because it's an issue. No, it's an issue we are looking at here. For instance,
you understand?
People referring to others as corrupt when they don't have the evidence.
This is an evidence. How can a park, a land size of a football park, fencing, should cost $650,000?
What is the evidence?
What are you talking about?
What is the evidence of corruption?
Didn't you hear the ambassador speaking?
Yes, I heard.
Didn't you hear the journalist, your colleague, who spoke on the matter?
But what is the evidence?
So, what is your problem?
My problem is that it costs $650,000. But what is the evidence that it is corruption?
Right. I am giving you a chronicle of things that is happening which is disturbing the old man. This is man who used his blood to form this party. He used his life to make NDC what it is today. And today you said that because it's my party, if your son is going wayward, because it's my son, so I should not talk about it. Are you helping your son or you are destroying him?
Won't it be good if Mr. Rawlings comes out to say that this is what I find as evidence?
And who says that Mr. Rawlings is not talking to them? Who says that he has not been talking?
So if indeed you want to correct your son, then you have to go public.
That is why I thank God the training my mother Nanyoko gave me. She doesn't hide. She hadn't hide. You speak loud. You speak loud in the next house, so that even you feel shy the next time when you come do anything wrong. She will whip you and make sure she will scream for you to hear that their next door neighbor at the next house, so that when you go and misbehave again and you are here, you are being teased publicly, you're not going to misbehave again. So what has Rawlings done? He is saying that this is not the principles under the probity and accountability of social justice. This has been the philosophy of his party that he's formed. And today people are doing things the way they like. Look at the Jida Gate. Have you read the Jida report before? It has the size of this room. The Jida report.
Is that case not in court?
Please, it's in court. But it has happened.
Yes, it has happened. And it's in
Okay?
court.
But why should people use JIDA as a vehicle to steal from the state?
That is why it is in court.
So why should that happen?
It has happened. And
A
so it
project
is in
under
court.
Akufo-Addo, who really conceptualized the idea of a Northern Development Fund, that God willing, if I'm given the mandate for the good people of this country, this is what I want to do to bridge the gap. You came and plagiarize it. Fair enough. After plagiarizing it, then you use it as a vehicle to steal from the people of the North. This is exactly what's happening. And you said, Mr. Rawlings, you don't talk about it?
I am not saying that.
Examples
of
of corruption.
Are these cases not in court?
DVLA, the bus branding. Why? What has the people of Ghana done? So all this corruption is going on. And those Mr. President's boys, so to speak, by the caption of the paper, didn't they see all these things? So if the old man comes up and he's talking and he's saying that Akufo-Addo is not corrupt, and indeed he's not corrupt, he shouldn't talk about it. Nanado, I have been with from 1991, 1992. I can put my head under the chopboard that the man is not corrupt.
Would you say it if he was?
If he was, why not?
Publicly
I would say, why not? Why can't I say it?
Are you honest?
Why can't I say it?
That you
but the
say
man
it.
is not corrupt.
The man you are,
Akufo-Addo
you
is
are the
never
man you are
corrupt.
clamoring for to.
I know,
to
because I've been with him
if he
from my youthful
done
days.
any corrupt practice, you're saying that you would
But
have said it.
Why can't I say it?
Oh, okay.
But Nanado has not done any corruption.
Okay.
Has he? Have you heard him? Other than my Kwabanafio and his people are doing, so fighting hard just to tag him with some corruption. It doesn't hold. Today, what Ghanaians are looking for is bread and butter issues. All the descriptions you describe about Nanado are all flawed. It doesn't hold. So the grounds theory that if when Mr. Rawlings was pointing the gun, attacking Kufuor, attacking MPP, you were singing hallelujah. Go on, Papa J, we support you. You are a brave man. Continue. Now the guns theory is on you. And it's assessing you on that same wavelength. You don't need to cry. So you want to sack him?
Titus, I'm grateful. Kwabena, so the suggestion here is that you see, the whole thing is this. Titus is suggesting that perhaps Mr. Rawlings has seen certain things, and he mentions the issue of JIDA, DVLA, the mass branding. Now, so the man is indeed disturbed because frustrated, according to Titus, that he's seeing this, and so perhaps that is why he's talking. And then those youth groups don't think that he's doing the right thing.
You see, I think that in the first place, I think that there's no rule of law that says that people cannot be corrupt. Hear me right. You are dealing with human beings. When they elect to be corrupt, you put in place measures to get them punished. So the president is working with people. He has appointees. He's working with people who've done all manner of appointments, and they are working with him. If they end up being corrupt, the president cannot slaughter them. He must apply the rule of law, and he has demonstrated this. Many people have been put before court under his regime, and you will bear me out that in the past we never saw one person, in the face of all those allegations of corruption, we never saw one person being put to trial.
What about his critics who say, for instance, that Mr. Fiyankra appeared at the commission and we saw what happened there, and yet he's now at the presidency? Nothing. What about critics who mention one of such cases and say that the president isn't acting on indeed what he talks about, fighting corruption?
The president removed, like the example you give, the president indeed removed him. And you and I may not know what the president has done subsequently or is going to do subsequently. Even though people have said that there's, like, since the time of Brazil and now, the time span is quite long. But he removed him immediately. So this is a person who...
And was that enough? If we want to deter others from engaging in same, that is, if he did any wrong.
Observers, you see, that's the thing. The criminal liability, it comes back to criminal liability. Was the person criminally liable for what he did? The exercise of judgment. You see, most of those things that happened at Brazil had to do with a person exercising a particular type of judgment. Are you punished for exercising a particular judgment? If you cause financial loss, are you punished? You know, there are standards. I'm not saying that what he did or what happened in Brazil was crazy. But obviously, the president was not happy with most of the things that went on, because there were a lot of mishaps, and the president immediately removed him as a Minister of State. That means that the president had acted. And there are many other issues that the president has intervened in. You understand me? Abu Gapele, other people are before the court standing trial. This has never happened in our Fourth Republic, where ministers of state or appointees of government are standing trial even within their regime.
The NPP had always said that Malam Issa was taken to court for whatever happened.
But you and I know that Malam Issa was more or less alone from the PNC to the NPP. He was not a thoroughbred NPP person. He was not a core NPP person.
You're suggesting that's why they took him to court?
But I'm saying that you and I know that beyond Malam Issa, various allegations of corruption were made against specific individuals within the party within 2001 to 2008. Were they ever put before a court of law? You remember President Kufuor set up a system within the presidency that was to prompt him about corrupt activity.
The Office of the Accountability.
Office of Accountability. Did you ever read any report from that office telling you about any investigation conducted into allegations of corruption that had been led by the media? Not political parties, by the media. Did you ever read any report? You understand me? So you see, I think that the question of corruption, I have always said that there are certain things that are systemic that we as a people ought to address comprehensively beyond the partisan discussion that we have. You understand me? We need to do a thorough understanding. Look at our political system comprehensively. I am told, for instance, that every morning you go to the house of a minister of state and people have queued. He, honorable, every morning people queue to his house to demand school fees, all manner of things. Where is he going to get the money from? You understand me?
So we are part of the problem.
We are part. You see, there's a poet, Pogo. He said that we have met the enemy and he is us. We have met the enemy and he is us. We put in place a system that forces appointees to look for resources elsewhere to meet our needs. If a person is a honorable member of parliament, he's giving 8,000 Ghana cedis, and every morning 20-30 of you queue there every single morning to have money. Where is he going to get it from? A minister of state wakes up around 4 a.m. and by 5 he has to attend to over 50 people who are queued in his house. Where is he going to get those resources from? And we turn around blaming everybody. You understand me? We have met the enemy and it's us. I think that until we take a comprehensive look about the political system we are running and the nature of demands we place on public appointees, we will continue to be complaining. Those monies we claim that are coming to politicians through patronage and all those things, aren't people in the media getting some? Aren't people in civil society getting some? Aren't people in the political parties getting some? Even their friends across the political aisle, even end up getting some amount of this thing from. These are known.
I see.
They get it from friends. So you see, until we comprehensively discuss those matters, we cannot be. These are tokenism. The NPP is waiting on the touchline, seeking to wrestle power from His Excellency the President. Have they showed us any policy document as to how they are going to fight corruption? You can be saying this is for the sake of power, but when you get power, how are you going to handle it? You need to demonstrate to Ghanaians that I want to end your power, and when I end the power, this is how I'm going to tackle corruption. It's not about saying I'm incorruptible. You are going to work with over 5,000 appointees. It's not about you, just about you. The president has demonstrated that he is somebody who will fight the corruption when it's brought to his attention. But you are dealing with human beings, 5,000 plus appointees. How are you going to police every single one of them?
To get them punished if it comes to your attention.
Yes, so it comes to your attention, you have to get them punished, and the president has done so. I think that he's done better in terms of the fighting of corruption than the record of my brother, the MPP.
Okay, a quick one. Then.
Let me just reply him to what he said, that we've not given any clear-cut way of trying to fight corruption. I think the first thing to do to tackle this matter is about the individual himself. About the leader who's leading you, how he has really carried himself, and the fact that you cannot have any outer of any dent of corruption.
Is that enough?
On him. That's the first mark. That is responsible leader. That is a clear example that I can give you. Number two, maybe Kwafio have not heard what Akufo-Addo has been saying. That now, because the Attorney General by the Constitution has been empowered to be in charge of prosecution and all that, whenever he's given the opportunity by the people of this country, he's going to make sure he detach that. To have a different prosecutor,
so have an independent
prosecutor to be dealing with some of these things. And again, the Anas theory is also very good. He made mention about it. That you make sure the Anas example will be used to enable us to unearth some of these corrupt people in our system. That's the strengthening of state institutions. The Yokos and the Shraj and all these people. We are in parliament. You come and you see the kind of resources they give, the budget they give them. It's not enough. So they don't have the muscle to be doing all that they're supposed to do. He has given us the assurance. You have not tried it. So give us assurance.
Okay.
Give us the opportunity and let's see what it's going to do. And again, you mentioned about Elvis. If you are saying that it's poor judgment that has caused the state to lose millions of dollars, and for that matter, they don't have the courage to take him to court. Do you promote him to give me, this is my beloved son? To him, I'm well pleased.
Oh, is that what the president said?
So come and sit on my left or my right hand side.
Is that what the president?
Exactly, that's what he has done. That's what he has done.
Titles. I know you're assuming that's.
When you read the Auditor General's report and you look at monies that have gone down the drain, if we have been a bit careful, patient, and cautious, we wouldn't have gone with a cap in hand, begging with the Bretton Woods institutions to come and give them money to run the country. Yesterday, one of the papers is saying that the economy is going to suffer because the IMF, one of the funds, is not available. I don't know whether you saw that yesterday. Yes. What is $140 million? When you go to the port, you can raise that money a day. And we have loopholes in our system where people are using to making money. Jida, Suba, Wyoming Gate, DVLA, bus branding. Why?
I am grateful.